Hey everyone, it's Patty from pspapercrafts, and I'm so glad that you came to visit with me today and watch projects that I'm making. I'm using the paper pumpkin for September, and it's really fun. I haven't gotten paper pumpkin in a long time, and I keep seeing these great projects out there, and I was like, you know what? I'm going to get it again, and boy, it's cute. So this paper pumpkin makes these cute little treat boxes. They're almost like a matchbox kind of thing. So there's a little thing that you can pull it, and it has all the pieces to make this. Everything you need is in this box to make these. Well, I decided I wanted to make a little card to coordinate with each. So that's what I'm going to show you. I'll make one of the boxes just so you can see it. And then I'll show you how I made these cute little cards. And I even stamped the envelopes. So cute. Let me just show you them all. Okay, so let's get started. And actually, before I get started, I just want to let you know that I am doing a Christmas, 12 weeks of Christmas starting in October. And this is only for people who subscribe to my email. So if you want to get the 12 weeks of Christmas, we're going to do all different kinds of projects, not only cards. And each week I'll in October, November, December, I'll show you a different project. But again, it's only if you subscribe to my email. So there's a link below here that you can subscribe, or you can always subscribe on my blog, pspapercrafts.com. So let's get started. Let me just first show you the paper pumpkin. In case you're not familiar, a lot of people are. They always tell you what's coming up next. So I'm looking forward to this. This will be holiday cards for the next month, and this is October. So you have to subscribe by the 10th of the month to get it. And once you get it, they usually have refills. So if you wanted to make more of it without getting another stamp set and all of that, you can get a refill. So inside your box, of course, I opened it. The first time you'll get a clear block. It's not the same as the clear blocks that we sell, but it's good enough. It has, you know, ours are a little bit thicker, but this will give you what you need to use. You usually get adhesives. So there's some dimensionals, there's some tear tape, and then some glue dots. So you can use these on your project, or if you have a supply, use what you want. They're giving you 2 things of stars, small and large. And then there's a whole stamp set. Now this stamp set, I have everything mounted. So let me see how I can show it to you. Let me get one of these white boxes. So it has some cute sentiments and then some cute little images for Halloween. So that is the stamp set. And these I always save and I use them throughout the year. Then you get the boxes, and you get 6 of each color. So you'll get 6 white, 6 orange, and then 6 black. So you can make 18 boxes. Or if you want to use some of these for the cards that I'm going to show you, you can make fewer boxes, or you can make all cards. And then you're going to get kind of the belly band. So see, I cut this for one of the cards, and I love this plaid. I mean, isn't that great? And then I cut this one. This one has this spider web. So these are the belly bands that go around the box. Okay, and all this stuff. You always get an ink spot. Sometimes you get 2. So this is Orchid Oasis. And I'm going to use my big one and not open that. And then you get all the pieces to put your kits together. So you can use some of these for whatever project you want. You don't have to use it again for the boxes. And there's all kinds, you know, people do great jobs. My friend Melissa Hart, she does amazing alternatives. So check out her Stampin' by Heart, her video, her YouTube channel. She always has some really fantastic ones. So this is in your box. And then very important, you might think that's the end of it, but I don't know, they give you this, they secretly have the instructions all the way in the back. So these are what they'll look like. And then if you open it up, I call them IKEA instructions because they're just pictures. You can go online and look at the paper pumpkin. There's usually a YouTube, and I think it tells you that somewhere. Yeah, you can go to this QR code and get details, or you can go to the find out about coordinating products. And I think there is just a video. So if you go to Stampin' Up! And look for Paper Pumpkin, it will walk you through it. So again, you know, there's some codes. Once you get used to it, there's always a ruler on the side. Sometimes they have, let's see, ribbon and stuff like that. But then these bigger things are for dimensionals, and the tiny ones are the glue dots. But again, you can use whatever adhesive you want. So let's get rid of this, and I will show you first how to make one of the boxes. So let's make this box. Okay, so we're going to get our black box base, and we're just going to fold everything. So the first thing I like to do is just fold everything. Everything is nice and scored. You can get your tool, your bone folder, if you wanted to, just to get everything nice and folded. And sometimes you look at these things and you're like, what? How do you do this? But it will all make sense. And the pictures really don't do it justice. But there's always people, if you go to YouTube and just do Paper Pumpkin September 2022, you'll see all kinds of things out there. So these actually fold in backwards. Okay, and now you want to do, these are the sides. So you want to do your sides first, and you're going to put these down like this. You don't have to adhere anything, and then fold these over. Okay, and then this guy is going to come in here and fold in, tuck in right there. And then these will fold in, and this actually folds back. And there's a little tab here that's going to go in this little slot there, slit. So we're just going to go over and around, and there you have it. So easy, and it's kind of like this tray. And then you'll make the belly band. So let's get the belly band out. And I'll just make the one, and the other ones are exactly the same, just the decorations are a little bit different. So you're going again to fold everything, and this will just fit around. So and sometimes it's easier to see the folds on the inside, right? Depends on the pattern and the color and things like that. So this is just going to go around like this. And what I do, you take your tear and tape, or I am going to use the Seal Plus, and I'm just going to go right along here. But again, you can use what's in your kit, the tear and tape. And you don't want to go over the fold, so it's a little bit hard to see, and I'm sure especially on camera. Okay, and then what I like to do is fold it, and then just bring this right over and fold it like this. And now you have your belly band. So easy. And then you can just fit this right in here. And I don't have any candy with me. I haven't gone shopping yet, but I think you can fill it with a lot of the small size candies. And then we're going to just go here and get our pieces. So we want to put, we want to use the ghost, and we want to use one of these spider webs. And then there's a sheet with kind of these backgrounds that you can stamp on. So this one says, enjoy this spooky treat, and it fits perfectly on here. So again, I am using my large stamp pad. I have all of my stamps mounted, and the nice thing about this is they are photopolymer, so you can see it really nice. And we'll stamp it down. You can get your placement. Okay, enjoy this spooky treat. And then the directions say that we're going to put this down with our glue dots. So you can use the glue dots, or you can use whatever you want. So I'm not really crazy about the glue dots, but let me just show you how they work. It's two-sided. So you just take your little tool and put it down, and then you want to remove the backing. Okay. So these pieces will just peel off and they'll leave you with a glue dot. So you can just pull them off. And you could put more on if you want, but I'll just use my own glue. I like to use liquid glue or the Stamp and Seal. So we'll put this right here. And if you want, you can take this out and kind of press it down. And then we want to put the ghost down. And I'll just show you in the directions. So you'll see the ghost on this one. It has the glue dots, and then it has 3 dimensionals. And then this, we only want to put dimensionals over here, so it doesn't go on top of the ghost. Okay, you'll see what I'm talking about. So now we want to get our dimensionals, and here they are. And I did use their dimensionals. So let's put first on the ghost. These are the mini dimensionals. If you want to use your own dimensionals, you can. These work great. And you just peel the backing off. Come on. There we go. And we'll put this right here. And then on this one, we want them here, okay? So we'll just put a few over here. 1, 2, 3. And then it will just sit. Some people will put maybe adhesive here, but I don't think you need to. These dimensionals are nice and strong. So I don't usually buy Halloween products. I'm not a big, I know most people are into Halloween, or a lot of people are. Not a big thing where I send Halloween cards. But I thought these were cute for my grandkids. So I have 3 grandkids. I can give them each a different one and fill it with goodies. And then maybe as kids come trick-or-treating, I can give them some treats, especially the neighbor kids where, you know them, you give them something a little special. Okay, and then we have the stars. And you can pick the large or the small. They do tell you in the directions what to use, but you can do whatever you want. So I'm going to put one here, and then I'll put 2 of the smaller ones right here and here. I know it's black on black on my thing here, so it's probably hard to see. So that is that. So now let's make a coordinating card. So I made the card like this, and I tried to use different sentiments. So this says, enjoy the spooky treat, trick or treat, happy Halloween. So that's what I tried to do. And then these are these great 3x3 envelopes. Now you can't put these through the mail, so they're really for handing a gift or putting it inside a package or something like that. So just keep that in mind. I think they're too small. They'd probably get lost. So let's do this one, and I have the pieces. So some of it I used from the kit, and some of it I just used for my stash. So this is, and I'll have all the directions on my blog, pspapercrafts.com. This is 6x3 scored at 3. So it gives you this 3x3 card, and it fits perfectly in this envelope. And then I have the white layer and the white layer for the inside. Now I need this plaid, and I think that plaid is so cool. So let's go here, and I'm going to cut one that I've already cut. But what I did was I cut it. There's the fold here. So I cut it at the fold, and then I have another piece here. So this one I cut off that fold. Now I don't want where these creases are. I don't want the creases in there. So let's cut it. Let me get my trimmer out. And if it's too hard to see this way, let's turn it this way. And we're going to just cut it here. And you could save this strip for the inside if you wanted, or for another purpose. And here. And then we're going to cut it down again because it's not a square. And I want a square. So again, save these pieces. You might use them for something else. So now we want to cut this. Ooh, let me see what it was. Let me get my ruler out. I should have all these measurements. I went down a little bit. So it is, let's do it not upside down because it's not a, so this is 2 and like 2.5. That's what it is. So let's do this. We'll go 2.5 by 2.5. Okay, so I guess that's why I picked that size. It already was 2.5. So now we want to put it on this. And, sorry, put it on this. It's kind of a tight, this is my inside piece. And we have this to go across it. And then I am going to take one of these labels from here. So again, you may run out of labels if you wanted to do all 6 as the treat box. But if you're not going to use them all as a treat box, you can use some for the cards, or you can just cut a circle and maybe layer a black circle. So on this one, let's get the trick or treat out. And I'm using my black ink, the black Memento ink. And we'll just ink this up. And go right down in the center. Okay, put this away. And we just have to put it together now. Let me get my liquid glue and I'm going to put it together that way. Okay, so let's get the pieces together. And I hope it's not too dark here. It's raining out, and sometimes I think that makes the lighting better than the sun. Sometimes. Hopefully it doesn't get too dark. So just put this on, put this on. And I just measured, you know, I started with this layer to see what size I can go with. And then I really wanted just a narrow white border on it. And then we'll put this on. Very simple. And then I'll pop this up. So this is supposed to go white to white. There we go. I feel like it's a little crooked. That's what I like about the liquid glue. You can fix it. So let's get some dimensionals. I'm going to actually use my big dimensionals for this. I go back and forth. I have, you know, such a stash of this. So if you really only do paper pumpkin, everything you need is in the kit. So that's good. But if you make other things and have other supplies, try, you know, doing other things with it than what the kit gives you. Because I think it's really fun to see what else is out there. So that is that. And now we want to put some stars on. So what I did here was, and I'm using this end. I usually use this end for the beads or the pearls and stuff. But with these stars, I think this end is good. So I'll put one here. And that just like, you know, brings out the card a little bit. We'll put one here, wrong side. And I think I'll put another little one. I like it like this. Let's see, I did get it. Okay, so let's do the inside. So this one I did Happy Halloween, and the Happy Halloween is just one long, so I'm going to mask it and separate it. First, let's get the ghost going, and you could do the ghost in purple and the sentiment in black if you wanted to, however you want to do it. Make it your own. So this is my inside layer, and I'm just going to go like this. Okay, and then let's cover this up. So now what I want to do is I'm just going to get a piece of my Post-it tape. You could use a Post-it note or whatever. And I'm going to do the Halloween first. So I'm going to cover Happy, and there's plenty of room. Some people actually will cut their stamp in half. And let's get this Oasis Orchid and stamp this. Now the most important thing when you're doing this is to pull this off so you don't get that ink on your project. And then I want to center this where I want it. Okay, and then it's very important, next most important thing is to clean your stamp. So I have my chamois out, and I just want to clean it off. And then I'm just going to stamp it to make sure I don't have any residue on it, because I don't want to get ink where I don't want it. Okay, so now we want to do the opposite. We want to cover the Halloween and ink up and stamp the happy. And then I will throw that Post-it away. Okay, I'm just looking at it. And if you make a mistake, you flip it over and you do it again. So now I want this happy to be kind of centered over the Halloween. And there we go. I got a little dot there. But let's cover that up with a star. You can always cover things. I could put a spider there, but let's just put a star right there. Right? Perfect. Okay, nobody will ever know except for you guys. All right, so let's put this away, and now we'll put this in, and I do my insides with my Stamp and Seal. I like just to have it nice and smooth. And we'll put this inside the card. Right here. And then we can do our envelope. So let me get one of the envelopes out. Or envelope, it depends on how you say it. I say envelope. Tomato, right? So this one I did the ghost again on the front. And then I want to do that spider on the back. So let me get the spider. I don't know, I guess this is right side up. I had a hard time telling which way was the front, which way, you know, the top and the bottom. So this is this card. And I think it coordinates very well with the little treat box. So I'll just put it right in here. So there you go. And then this one goes with this one. Okay, so that's the first one. The second one, again, I'm not going to make the box again because it's the same thing. But this is this card, and I decided, I think I wanted an orange card base. So, of course, you can change it up. So I decided I would do an orange card base. And then this is just a piece of fresh freesia. You can cut it from the box like I did the last time, and I will do that on this card. I just didn't want to use up too many of the boxes. So we have the sentiment on a 1 by 1.5 piece, and we're just going to do this, enjoy this spooky treat. And since I just used this, I'm going to clean it. So we're going to do the outside, because this one says Happy Halloween. So again, I'm trying not to use the same sentiments on the same kind of card that goes with the project, if that makes sense. So that when they get their little treat box and card, it says all different things, 3 different things. Did I just get ink on my finger? Let's just flip this over. I feel like I have ink on my finger. And we'll just put this down like this. Now on this one, I felt like there's a lot of white. So what I decided I wanted to do, let me just put the top on here and move things out of the way. I'm gonna splatter some black ink on it. So this is the inside piece. This is the other piece. So let's get my scrap paper. And I'm just taking my black, dark black Stampin' Blends, and I'm just going to flick this. This is the flare end, the brush end, whatever you call it. And I'm just going to flick some ink on it. just to give it a little bit of interest. And now I want to stamp my spider web and my spider. Let me pull this back in. I'm hoping I'm in camera good here. So we'll stamp our spider web, and then we'll stamp our spider again. So, you know, sometimes you make something, you're like, ah, I could have made it a little different. So you just change it up as you go, right? And then we have our sentiment, and we want to banner this piece. So I have my banners Pick-a-Punch, and this has a pointy side and a kind of a flag or banner side. I guess they're both banners. And we're just going to take a little bit off here and a little bit off here. And again, I'll have all the dimensions on my blog. So this will go here and on here like this. Okay, so let's put this one together. And you could pick whatever colors you want. I was trying to go with the box, and I thought, you know, you could see right through it, and there's orange in it. So I decided to use my pumpkin pie. So I'll put this one down. And I never would have thought to put pumpkin pie with fresh freesia. And then the banner is crushed curry, which I think goes. But these, I guess, are good for Halloween, right? Can't believe Halloween is right around the corner. My daughter is due with her second baby right before Halloween. So I'm excited for that. And she has a 2-year-old, so I will be watching the 2-year-old while she's having the baby. So that'll be fun. Second one is a girl, first one is a girl, so that's exciting. Let's put some dimensionals on this. And we could put this down. And on this, these stars were a little bit in weird places, but I think it looks good. I was thinking I should have put one there. I was following the directions. So which do you like better? I think this would, you know, the colors are good, but I think it would look good with the splatter. I think that makes a big difference. And then on the inside, I did the Trick or Treat, which I think we have in the right color here. I'm trying to keep in mind the colors that I'm using. So the Trick or Treat we did in black on the other card. So let's do that. And then I just did a couple of spiders. So we'll just put this down. It seems like it's getting darker outside. And then we'll leave this out because we want to do a couple of spiders. Now the other thing you could do, and I thought I might have tried it, but I didn't, is on the front, let me get this ink out of the way. Oh, scary. Talk about scary for Halloween. You could actually snip this off and just put the spider here instead of the spider web. I meant to do that, to try it. I mean, you could have it hanging and move this over, or just snip it and have it as a, you know, popped up. So let's put this one down. That's the Stamp and Seal Plus. We want the plain old Stamp and Seal. Okay, and then on the envelope, I did the spider and, you know, kind of like the inside, or the card front, I should say. So let's get our black ink out again. And we'll do, I've got a little bent, but that's okay. We will do the spider web here. And then the spider. I'll tell you here, my son's basement, a lot of spiders. So if you don't know, I'm staying temporarily in an apartment in my son's basement while my new place is getting built, finished. The outside is done. It's a townhouse. And let me have this pointing down here. It's been delayed, but I think that's expected. So I have an apartment. I sold my house in Florida, moved to upstate New York, and I will eventually be in Pennsylvania, but it's a long time getting there. So here we go. So this would be a cute combination, right? So that's the second one. And then the third one is this one, and it goes with this trick or treat. So let's get the pieces for this. And when you do this kit, when you build this box, before you do the belly band, stamp the bats, okay? Because it might not stamp very well here. So while it's open, before you put it around the box, stamp that. So we have, so this is a white card base, and then we have our black layer. So this is one that I'm going to take from the belly band. So I've the same thing I did on the plaid one. I'm just going to get my trimmer out, and I want to trim between these two score lines and then cut it down. So we'll just get it and line up this score line right in that little place where you can cut here. And again, save those pieces. I actually used this piece for the Happy Halloween, I believe. Okay, and then this one we want to cut. So this is 2.5, so we want to cut it this way at 2.5, so we get a square. This is the piece I used, I believe. Nope. Yep. So this one I used for the Happy Halloween. All right. Sometimes I have a hard time remembering what pieces I used for what. So let's put this down. This is the card we're making. And first we want to stamp the bats on this little piece of orange, the paper pumpkin pie. Okay, so there's this cute little bats, and I just kind of stamp them randomly. Just across. I was trying to match this, which is this piece here. I didn't want to use them all because I do want to make more boxes. You could use that instead because this is the same size. I tried to do that. Okay. Let me just get a little bit up here. Okay. And then we want to stamp the bats in the purple to kind of match this. So I want to get my chamois out and clean this. And then we're going to get the other ink out, which I have over here. The Oasis Orchid. And we'll just stamp it up here. And going this way here. And then we want to get the Happy Halloween. We want to make sure that's nice and clean because we used it with black before. Oops, come on. And we'll just go right on here. Just trying to line it up on my grid paper. I love having a grid paper. All right, Happy Halloween. And let's close this up, and then we can put this together. So this goes on the inside. The first thing we have is our black piece. So let's put this down together. I'll put the black on the card. I'm wondering if people trick or treat around here. When I lived in Florida, I lived there for 8 years. I never got a trick or treater. A lot of people, our church down there did a big trunk or treat, and I think a lot of the kids go there. But I'm just wondering here, my son, he bought the house that I raised my family in, my house. It's a log home that my husband and I built, more my husband than I. So he bought that, and it's on a country road, and we did have trick-or-treaters, but it would be, people would drive. So I always drove my kids. I didn't go to the big neighborhoods. I always just went to the neighbors here, and I'd pile in the kids across the street and my kids, and we would go out and drive, you know, long driveways, the whole 9 yards. But it was fun because then you saw people you knew. Excuse my dog. I think he's barking at the washing machine upstairs. It's changing cycles. He's not much of a barker, my Bailey. He hardly ever barks. So now we want the, I'm just looking for the, you probably see it. Here they are, the small stars. Sometimes I'm looking right at things and I can't see them, because right now I have a big mess. You could see part of it. I don't think you could see all of it. So that's that. And on the inside, I did enjoy this spooky treat. So I have the Happy Halloween, the trick or treat, and now I'm going to do the enjoy the spooky treat. I think I might have to wash this because I think I used it for black. And I have an inside layer here. And let's get our Orchid Oasis, Orchid Oasis, Oasis Orchid? What do I keep calling it the wrong thing? Orchid Oasis. I think I've been calling it the wrong thing all along. It's the one that comes in your kit. Okay, and then we'll do some bats in black. And here they are. I'm gonna have to clean these because we did them in purple last. And sometimes I just like to stamp it to make sure I got the ink off. We'll just go right up here. And right here. Okay. And then we want to do the envelope. We'll put that in a second. So with the envelope, I just went across and then I did some on the bottom. So let's just put this aside because I want to show you how I did that. Let's get the envelope. And you get a lot of these. How many? 40 envelopes in this. So this will last you a long time. So let's put our, I think I have ink on me because I just got ink on the envelope. Let's try this again. Let's try this again. Okay, so let's put our bats on the bottom. And you can do whatever you want on these envelopes. You don't have to, I was trying to coordinate the whole scene together. And then I want to do this, and I'm just going to put it like this. Is this how I did it? I want to make sure I don't go past that. And I'm trying to remember what I just did because I don't want to go off either, but that's okay. I will. I'm going to get another scrap. So I decided to just get another scrap to put above it. So I only want to get the flap. And again, I'm just going to randomly stamp them. And it's an envelope flap, so not a big deal if it's not perfect. Okay, and let's put this inside our card. This is the envelope. Here are the cards. So we'll just put this one inside. And we are done. And I think they're really cute. And I think my grandkids are going to love them. You could just write a little note there, a little spooky note or something. Put some candy or a little gift. It doesn't have to be candy. I think the parents sometimes appreciate no candy. So this one goes with this one. Okay. Or no, this one goes with this one. This one goes with this one. And this is the envelope. And then we have our cute, cute plaid. Trying to see in the camera what you can see. This one goes with this one. So aren't they cute? Give it a try. These envelopes are great for this little kind of project. And I hope you enjoyed this. And I think I'll be doing more paper pumpkins. So come back and visit. And don't forget, if you want to get the exclusive 12 Weeks of Christmas from me, sign up for my email. And I also do weekly tips. So every week I send out an email with some tip. Some of them are techniques. Some of them are product kind of overviews or how to use the product, and some are just paper crafting tips. All right, thanks for joining me. Have a good day. Bye.